had to shoulder the responsibility. And on the other hand, the hostility of the disbelievers, بَلَغَتْ مَعْرِكَةُ الْأَذَى بِالتَّفْكِيرِ, that the plotting of the disbelievers reached its pinnacle, that they intended the assassination of the Prophet ﷺ. So Allah commands him to migrate to Medina. So Khadija radiallahu anha passes away. 3 years thereafter, the Prophet ﷺ migrates to Medina Munawwara. When he goes, alongside his other daughters follow, Ruqayya, Kulthum and Fatima. Initially, obviously, Ruqayya radiallahu anha went with Uthman radiallahu anhu to Abyssinia, but ultimately they all go to Medina. أصبحت زينب وحيدة في مكة تشعر بوحشة شديدة لا تجد لها تفريجا. The only one of the family left alone in Mecca is Zainab radiallahu anha. Why is she left behind? Her husband has not yet embraced Islam. At that time, the intermarriage was still permissible. She's got 2 children in the relation. Her mother is late. The Prophet ﷺ has migrated. The hostility is at its pinnacle. Appreciate the crisis in the life of Zainab. استيقظت زينب يوما من منامها على صوت يسمعه أهل مكة. One day she awakens from her sleep. And what is the slogan being chanted? يا معشر قريش أموالكم مع أبي سفيان قد عرض لها محمد لا أرى أن تدركوها. The narration of Sirat ibn Hisham. O Quraysh, you have invested in your caravan, and the caravan is facing a severe threat from the Muslims. It's time you go and protect and defend your caravan and your investments. So anyone and everyone who had investments in that caravan had to leave to defend that caravan. وَاضْطُرَّ أَبُو الْعَاصِ فِي الْخُرُوجِ اضْطِرَارًا إِذْ لَمْ تَكُنْ لَدَيْهِ رَغْبَةٌ فِي قِتَالِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. So amongst those that left Mecca to defend that caravan was the son-in-law of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu al-As ibn Rabi, because he also had made investments in there. When they got there, the caravan was defended. That was one issue, but it landed itself into a full-scale war, which is known as Badr. So defending the caravan was one. Zainab radiallahu anha sees that her husband goes out, holding her 2 children, only to know that the crisis is gone and elevated to a further level, that leave defending the caravan, it's a full war that has broken out. And then news reaches Mecca that many of the people that went from the side of the non-Muslims have passed away. Now appreciate the crisis in the life of Zainab. Her father is the Nabi of Allah, which is obviously the side of the believers. Her husband Abu al-As ibn Rabi is fighting on the side of the non-Muslims, not willfully, but due to circumstances that were compelling. News breaks out that many have died on the rank of the Meccans, so her panic knows no limits. وَزَيْنَبُ تَضُمُّ طِفْلَيْهَا إِلَى صَدْرِهَا. She's holding her children, waiting for some news. It's not a matter of email or texting or SMSing. Every moment is a panic. لكن البشرى جاءت تقول. Glad tidings comes. What are the glad tidings? أن أبا العاص لم يقتل. That Abu al-As has not passed away. بل وقع في يد سهره. But he is amongst those that have been captured. وكان في زمرة الأسارة. So there is a sigh of relief that my husband is alive. When the captives were brought forward, the Prophet ﷺ issued a declaration, Istawsu bil usara khaira. That treat all the captives fairly and justly, and this is the beauty of Islam. To the extent that one of the non-Muslim captives said, I ate better food than my master. Sirat Mustafa. So I even asked my master, I said, what is this? I am at your mercy. He said, my Prophet said I must be kind to you, so you will eat twice a day, I will eat once a day. This is the character. Someone said this is in nuqush, if only it can come into nufus. This is in paper, only if we can translate it into our lives. The Prophet ﷺ said that up to 4,000 dirhams were accepted in lieu of one life. The poor amongst them, amongst the captives, had to educate the children of Medina, make them literate. Zainab radiallahu anha says, okay, look at again. She doesn't say, oh, it's my father, I'll just tell him to organize it. Never mind, it's my father, he'll sort it out. No, no. There is a standard law and there is a standard principle. It will apply to all the captives. be it the son-in-law of the Prophet ﷺ or anyone else. Now Zainab radiallahu anha's crisis is such, there is no male relative in Makkah. So she then prepares her brother-in-law Amr ibn Rabi. Abu al-As was her husband's brother Amr. She calls him and she says, listen, my husband, that is your brother, has been captured. I am sitting here alone. I am going to give you this in ransom. Take this and go and give it to my father and purchase the freedom of my husband. Allahu Akbar. بعثت زينب رسولها إلى المدينة يحمل فدية زوجها أبي العاص. This is a very sensitive moment. Listen to this very attentively, brothers. So anyway, Amr ibn Rabi takes the ransom from his sister-in-law Zainab, the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ, and he comes all the way to Mecca, and he sits before the Prophet ﷺ, and he says, "O Muhammad ﷺ, بعثتني زينب بنت محمد بهذا في فداء زوجها وأخرج من ثيابه سرا." I have been sent and deputed by your daughter Zainab in Mecca, who sits alone with her 2 children, your grandchildren. And she has sent me to negotiate the freedom of my brother, that is your son-in-law. And in ransom she has given me this year, and he presents a purse. وَأَخْرَجَ مِنْ ثِيَابِهِ سُرًّا فَإِذَا فِيهَا قَلَادَةٌ. When the purse is presented, and the Prophet ﷺ opens the purse, inside he finds the valuable necklace that his late wife Khadija had given to her daughter Zainab on the occasion of nikah. فَلَمَّا رَأَى الرَّسُولُ الْقَلَادَةَ غَشِيَتْ وَجْهَهُ الْحُزْنُ الْعَمِيقِ وَرَقَّ لِإِبْنَتِهِ أَشَدَّ الرِّقَّةِ. When my Nabi's gaze fell on that necklace, and he went down memory lane, and it revived the good old days of his late wife Khadija, and the memory of his daughter Zainab, and the crisis that she was in, and the desperation that she faced. He cried, and he moved every Sahabi there to tears. There was pin-drop silence. No one would dare say a word. ثم التفت إلى أصحابه. Then he looks at his Sahaba with a crack in his voice and a tear in his eyes, and everybody's gaze down. He said, إن زينب بعثت بهذا في فداء زوجها فإن رأيتم أن تطلقوا لها أسيرها وتردوا عليها مالها فافعلوا. Listen, O my Sahaba, I understand that we agreed that we will accept ransom for the freedom of every captive. But here sits before me my own son-in-law. And here before me is a necklace of my late wife Khadija. To make this marriage work, Zainab gave everything she had. My brother, if your money cannot be used for your sister, for your wife, and my sister, if you cannot give to your brother, then what good is that wealth? If I am not there for you and you are not there for me, then why are we married? وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Zainab has sent us, if you people consent, I would like to exempt my son-in-law. That necklace holds sentimental value. فَلَمَّا سَلَّمَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم. After he completes his salah, he turns to the congregation. He said, هَلْ سَمِعْتُمْ مَا سَمِعْتُ. Have you people heard what I heard? They said, yes, O Prophet of Allah, we heard it. He said, Wallah, I have only heard it as you heard it now. I have no further information. I got to go home and find out when this happened, what happened. In Sarafa ila baytihi, he returns home. The first words he tells his daughter is, Akrimi mathwa abil as. Oh my daughter, again your poor husband is under challenging circumstances. Make him stay comfortable. Wa'alami annaki la tahillina lahu. But you need to know you're a believer and he hasn't embraced the faith, so there's no physical or conjugal relation. She says, oh my father, I have done accordingly. ثُمَّ دَعَى رِجَالَ السَّرِيَّةِ. Then the Prophet ﷺ calls all those Sahaba that had intercepted that caravan. He says, listen, once more I have to speak to you regarding my son-in-law. إِنَّ هَذَا الرَّجُلْ مِنَّا حَيْثُ قَدْ